All right, buddy. Take it away.
Yeah, we do this every week, and it's hard to imagine that we are going into Week 16. We pine over the football season all off season, and then it's here, and before you know it, you're in Week 16. So just to recap of what was last week, the teams at the top of the power surge. Number 1 was the Rams. 2 was New England. 3 was Denver. 4 was Seattle. Houston came in at 5, and the lovable, not so lovable Green Bay Packers at number 6. So, with the results and what we saw last week, what are we going to have this week? And there are 3 tiers. There's this tier of teams that is fighting, scratching, clawing. They're still in it, yet they may all need some help, and they may all just, two of them have to just win their division, and they're in. And so I'll start there. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. It's just, first of all, it's amazing that we're even in this position right now with these two teams. Pittsburgh being the team that's kind of always there. It's Mike Tomlin. They've got Aaron at the quarterback position. They went and got some receivers, and they paid some money in the offseason. Very un-Steeler-like. Yet they're just kind of the same old Steelers, right? Yep. They're 8-6. Right now, they are currently on top of the division, but look out because there's Baltimore, 7-7. What is Baltimore this year? We have no idea. But either of those teams, you win the division, you're in. And if you go then to the NFC South.
Same deal,
but maybe even worse because both teams are tied at 500. 7-7 for both Tampa Bay and Carolina. Tampa Bay, we heard from Todd Bowles, which I can't hear that audio enough. The 10 cuss words in the span of about 60 seconds was epic. Their fall, their decline, and a lot of it's due to injury, and we've seen that here, obviously, here in Detroit. Offensively, they've been just devastated with injuries. So they're all on the outside, obviously, looking into the power surge, but all they got to do is simply win their division, and they're in. The other teams in this lower tier, Indianapolis. Let me ask you, with Old Man Rivers, do they ultimately make it into the playoffs?
Look, I think for a week the defense played inspired knowing that they couldn't give up a touchdown. No, I don't think the Colts are making it.
They are in the position right now. They're in the playoff position. They're number 8. Can they with Phillip Rivers, Grandpa Rivers?
Doesn't he have to face Houston at some point here?
So I'm going to pull up their schedule real quick.
That could be elder abuse.
That last game of the year, Houston, and they have maybe I haven't diagnosed or looked at everyone's final 3 games. Their final 3 games: the Niners, the Jaguars, and then at the Texans.
Teams that all will win 10 or more games.
Can you imagine Phillip Rivers looking at those 4 games, going at Seattle, Niners, Jaguars, at Texans? That's what I'm coming back for. Hey, that guy loves football, and it was a fun watch. But they're on the outside looking in, and so those are the Detroit.
Okay,
they're on that lower tier. Obviously, we've
they fit the definition.
Yes, what they need to do to make the playoffs. Their fate is not in their hands. They need some help.
Yep,
so
all that.
There are a whole bunch of teams that are sitting there going, they could all be in the 6th spot. And I'm going to give you 6 teams for one spot.
Okay.
San Francisco, Green Bay, Chicago, the Chargers, Jacksonville, and Buffalo.
All could make a claim for the final spot in a power surge.
Correct. They're all 10-4 or 9-4-1. I love the tie.
Stupid.
Love the NFL tie. And so of those teams, the Chargers, we said at the trade deadline, like, is this team falling apart? Their quarterback, broken hand, but they just keep winning. Jacksonville, are they for real? Well, it kind of. You're 10-4. Yes, the answer is you are real. I'm not going to call them Super Bowl contenders.
No.
The teams in this that I think are Super Bowl contenders.
Buffalo.
I mean, is there another one out of all those?
It's tough. Even with Buffalo, they gave up 250 yards rushing last week.
Right, but they were down 21 points, and on the road came back and win because of
Josh Allen.
Thank you.
My point is they're a deeply flawed team, and he will have to save them, and he can.
Yeah.
And did.
And so that then brings me to who is going to be in that number 6 spot. It's Buffalo.
Okay.
And it's because of Josh Allen. Every game that he is in, because of the player he is, he could just completely take over a game. They're down 21-0. He wills them back to victory on the road. So they're in that number 6 spot. And you're going to say, okay, well, they beat New England head-to-head. That was televised. New England is above them.
And they split in the regular season.
Correct. That other game was televised too, right?
The other one, I believe so, John, yes.
Number 5, the Houston Texans. And I believe all of these teams that are in the top 5 or top 6, save one, are Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
And I'll give you the one that's not. And you say, well, why is Buffalo and why is Houston, but they're at 5 and 6? I haven't talked about the team yet that's not a Super Bowl contender. That's number 4, Seattle.
Okay.
Defensively, absolutely. Now, Sam Darnold did it last year with Minnesota. He's doing it again with maybe this year's best receiver in JSN.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't believe that Sam Darnold is going to be a quarterback of a Super Bowl title team.
They play Thursday night against the Rams. Huge game, not only for positioning in the division, but for Seattle to actually build a case to be a Super Bowl team.
Now, if Sam Darnold can construct a win, and it doesn't have to be pretty, but if he is able to quarterback this team, led by the defense, to a win over the Rams, then I'd be willing to consider them as title contenders. Obviously, I think the Rams are the best in the NFC, at least, because we have other AFC teams to talk about.
Okay.
New England comes in at number 3. A loss. I had them at number 2 last week. Loss drops them down 1 spot, but I do think they may be the most well-rounded team in the NFL, offense, defense, special teams. Defensively, they're playing well, and the MVP candidates, I think there's really 3 this year. Drake May, certainly one of them. Matthew Stafford, one of them. And Josh Allen are the 3, I think, title contenders for the MVP. Number 2, Denver. I think this was beating the Packers the way that Bo Nix played. Everybody keeps saying, hey, Bo Nix can't win the big one. He can't be the reason that Denver wins. Well, he was a major reason why they won. Now, defensively, all right, they get after opposing quarterbacks like no one else this year. So they're at number 2, and the team that the Detroit Lions lost to by 7, scored 34 points on, is the LA Rams. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. And I know Devontae Adams, all right, he got injured, dinged up in that game. They're still with that rushing attack. Their offense is dominant. And it's a great play caller. It's a quarterback that is 100% in rhythm, in sync with what he's seeing, how he's delivering the ball, gets the ball out, doesn't get sacked a lot. I'm not going to say by far, but they are the clear number 1 at this point.
Real quick, 1 through 6.
Rams, Broncos, Patriots, Seahawks, Texans, and Bills.
Any complaints from the peanut gallery?
No, not really. I mean, I think after the top 2, it just starts getting subjective just after that. I would actually have been on this train for a month now.
Houston.
I put Houston at 3.
Okay.
I do. With that defense, I think they're a threat to win it all after the Rams and Broncos. Yeah. And I had the Patriots down at like 5.
I think he's got the right 6 teams, and I think he's got the right number 1 team and right number 2 team. So you're right. The thing I'm going to want to watch down the stretch, Packers and Bears. The winner this week could start to really make a case, right? Chicago wins the game at home. They can start to pick up some steam and make their way into the power surge. Green Bay has their work cut out for them without Micah Parsons.
Right. I just don't trust either of them, to be dominant forces in the postseason.
And that is your power surge, 97.1.